Okay, not great news about this guy. He stands at D. Plus. This guy flashes some red flags that you really need to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's mostly just talking big, not actually working towards real success in his career. While he may act very sure of himself and demand things to be done his way, the love for hard work is missing. If things don't go as he wants, he might get angry or try to blame others.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is much more likely to break down than bounce back. He doesn't handle stress well. Expect him to lose his temper, shout, or blame others quickly. Patience and self control are not his strong points, so small setbacks can turn into big outbursts.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
Most people at work will find him difficult to get along with. He often clashes with others because he wants everything done his way and doesn't care much about other people's feelings. He might raise his voice, use harsh words, or get into arguments over small issues.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do well in your career, he will not feel proud. Instead, he will probably feel insecure and even resentful. He may make harsh or sarcastic comments to bring you down or try to make your achievements feel less important. You might find yourself walking on eggshells, trying not to upset him.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, he will almost certainly resent you and feel insecure about it. He's likely to make rude comments or pick fights, trying to show that he's still in control. Or more important, you might notice him withdraw emotionally or try to compete with you in unhealthy ways.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is not careful with money and tends to spend without thinking things through. Planning and saving are not his strong points. He might buy things on impulse or refuse to listen to advice about spending. If someone questions his choices, he can become angry or defensive very quickly.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He is more likely to pretend to be richer than he actually is. He wants to impress people and show that he's important, even if he can't really afford the lifestyle. This might mean spending money he doesn't have or buying things just to prove a point.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is neither open handed nor kind. and he doesn't share easily, whether it's money, time, or kindness. You'll likely find that he keeps things for himself and doesn't show much generosity even when others need help. Instead of understanding people's struggles, he can be harsh or even cold.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more likely to be secretive and controlling about money. He might hide details about his spending, make financial decisions without telling you, or even use money as a way to assert his power in the relationship. This kind of behavior can be very draining and stressful over time.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to believe that housework is only your job, not something that should be shared. If you ask for help, he might become rude or dismissive, saying things like, "That's women's work," or just ignoring your requests altogether. Don't expect him to pitch in or appreciate your efforts. He wants things done his way, but doesn't want to help make it happen.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will most likely not help with chores and diapers and may only stand by and supervise or give orders instead of actually doing anything himself. He sees these tasks as your responsibility and doesn't feel it's his duty to pitch in. This can be exhausting and lonely, especially during busy or stressful times.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He doesn't really try to understand your side. Instead, he argues mainly to prove that he's right. Even if you explain your feelings calmly, he will likely brush them aside and push his own point of view, sometimes raising his voice or saying hurtful things just to win the argument. He finds it hard to admit mistakes or listen with patience, so you may feel like your thoughts never really matter to him.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he's much more likely to say hurtful things or act aggressive instead of staying respectful. He may shout, insult, or try to intimidate you to get his way. This behavior can make you feel scared, small, or stressed, especially if it happens often.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is definitely the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He doesn't have much patience, and even small things can set him off. It's important not to ignore these signs, they can grow worse with time.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it very hard to say sorry or take responsibility when he's wrong. Instead, he is much more likely to blame you or make excuses for his behavior. Living with someone like this can make you feel guilty or confused even when you've done nothing wrong.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is not likely to respect your boundaries or truly understand that no means no. If you say you're uncomfortable or don't want something, he may ignore your wishes, push you, or even get angry. A partner who doesn't listen to no is a serious warning sign. Don't ignore your gut.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is very likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may become upset, blame you, or make hurtful comments, seeing your feelings as a rejection of him instead of just your need for space. This can create stress and pressure in the relationship instead of comfort and safety.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With him, you need to be careful. He may not always handle private moments with the care and respect you deserve. If you ever argue or disappoint him, there's a risk he could use things you shared in trust to hurt you, embarrass you, or make you feel small later on. He doesn't show kindness or protect your feelings the way a loving partner would.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not the kind of man you can count on to be faithful. He lacks the warmth and commitment that help someone stay true in a relationship, and he tends to put his own wants first. Trust can be very shaky with someone like this, leaving you feeling insecure and unimportant.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is very likely to be overpossessive, showing jealousy, trying to control what you do, and always acting suspicious. He may question who you talk to, try to limit your freedom, or get angry if you spend time with friends and family. This behavior isn't about love, it's about control and insecurity.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, for him, what may seem like being protective is actually a sign of a controlling personality. He uses words like, I'm just looking out for you, or I care about your safety, to cover up his need to decide what you do and who you see. Please trust yourself if something feels wrong. Real love gives you freedom, not fear.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He doesn't see raising kids as something you both share. He'll likely leave the daily struggles, schoolwork, and caring to you without much help or thanks. This can make you feel worn out and isolated, carrying all the pressure alone.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is much more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. Small mistakes or tears can quickly turn into shouting or harsh words from him rather than comfort or gentle guidance. Instead of helping the children learn or feel better, he may make them scared or worried about doing anything wrong.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is very unlikely to support you fully as both a mother and your own person. He expects you to handle the children and the house, often without much thanks or help, and may not respect your need for time, dreams, or space just for yourself. This can be deeply unfair and leave you feeling unappreciated and alone.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is exactly the kind of man who might seem to support your career at first, but then expect you to quit once you have a child. He can act agreeable when it suits him, but his real belief is that home and family duties are your main job. Be careful not to ignore early hints of this thinking.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to just act polite on the surface with your parents rather than show real warmth or care. His true feelings may not go beyond basic manners, and he's unlikely to go out of his way to build a close or loving relationship with them. Your parents may sense this distance, which could create awkwardness or tension during family visits. He will expect your family to change for him, not the other way around.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will most likely make things worse, not better. Instead of handling the situation calmly or patiently, he may lose his temper, say harsh things, or refuse to deal with your family at all. This can lead to bigger arguments and hurt feelings, leaving you caught in the middle without support from your partner.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is exactly the kind of man who may act modern when it's just the two of you, but expect you to become a traditional, supportive wife, obedient, quiet, and doing things his family's way when relatives are around. In private, he might seem open or flexible, but in front of others, he will want you to follow strict traditions, serve everyone, and put your own wishes aside. If you resist, he might get angry or embarrass you to keep up appearances.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or even side with his family rather than support you. He doesn't like dealing with tricky situations, especially when it comes to taking your side against his relatives. This can leave you feeling alone and frustrated with no one to turn to for help.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is very likely to be a mummy's boy, putting his mother's wishes above yours in most situations. When there's a conflict between you and his mother, he will almost always take her side or tell you to adjust rather than listen to your feelings or needs. A loving partner should make you feel valued and important, not constantly choosing someone else over you.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister instead of keeping those matters just between the two of you. This means your personal struggles and even sensitive moments might be discussed without your knowledge or consent. You may end up feeling exposed, unheard, or even ganged upon, which makes building trust and closeness in your marriage very difficult.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy stands at D. Plus. Some of these red flags can really become a big deal. You've got to be very careful here. Day in and day out, being in a relationship with this man can feel lonely, tiring, and full of stress. You may often find yourself handling everything on your own: housework, children, and emotional ups and downs, while he demands things be done his way but rarely helps or appreciates you.